Good evening. This is the video newsletter for Buy Sell Short for Tuesday, April 3rd. We had a small little bear market today. Lasted about 30 minutes. The reason for the 130-point drop at one stage was some meaningless gibberish from the Fed FOMC, the last month's meeting. The minutes came out, and for some reason, traders found some news that's already been out there and used it as an excuse to sell the market. The reason for the sell-off, big sell-off in gold prices, was there was some discussion that the Fed doesn't need to do QE2 right or QE3 right now. All I got to say to that is, duh. And as the market was down 130 points, traders were running around like chickens with their heads cut off. And like I was saying in the chat room, it was really meaningless. It was a stupid sell-off, in my opinion. And if you needed any indication that this rally was not coming to an end, in my opinion, was the fact that Apple barely blinked with the overall sell-off in the market. Financials sold off initially, even though the news, in my opinion, is bullish for banks. And you started to see the banks bounce back later in the day. What sucked about the timing was we started to see some fantastic action in stocks today. Some nice rangers, stocks breaking out, pulling back, giving ad opportunities, pushing to higher prices. Just a perfect market. And then this nonsense came out and reset everything and scared everyone to the sidelines. Tomorrow it'll be a distant memory, no doubt. 15-minute chart right now on the Dow, and you can see we continue to trade within that same channel up and down move that we've been doing over the last month. We had a nice bearish rising wedge. It looked like we were going to jam, and they pulled the rug out, and we flipped into a smaller bullish falling wedge. Now, these wedges are starting to get tighter and tighter. And typically when this happens, we see a big move. I think the move will be to the upside because everyone expects it to be to the downside. RSI looks good. Positive MACD cross on the 15-minute chart. Stochastics up through 50. The little temper tantrum that the market had today will probably be a distant memory tomorrow, in my opinion. Dow daily chart. You can see we keep bumping around right there at that 13,300 breakout. Let's see if we can bust out tomorrow. I mean, the mad, crazy Apple that just continues to add $10 billion in market cap every day. Another breakout today. Market dipped. They didn't even blink. So let's see what happens tomorrow. Quick look at the Russell. We also are coiling there as well. A lot of nice setups. A lot of nice breakouts. I like what I'm seeing in stocks, which is why I wasn't really worried about the sell-off and why I was saying I thought it was just ridiculous and that we were going to bounce. And, you know, they ended up bouncing us 70 points going into the close. Some very, very nice action today in stocks. But actually, what I'm going to start off today with is a trade I screwed up. And, you know, I've been saying over and over again, the best way to learn is from your mistakes, and this is a trade that I goofed up big time today. Zynga, you know, we're playing it into the Facebook IPO, holding a core position, and scalping the nice little moves the stock gives daily. Now, Zynga today, we jumped into this one. It had a nice little coiling action at 1265. The intraday low was 1255. That should have been my stops. Dropped, you know, it got an initial pop up to 1269 and then slowly started to bleed, got down to 1255, which is where I should have stopped out, but I was like, you know what, I think this stock is going to go, and ignored my stops. 2 hours later, the stock is at 1220, and I'm cursing and throwing things around my room going, you should have known better. Now, why do I bring that up? Just to tell you, trading mistakes happen. It's just, you got to identify them and learn from them. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Now, with regards to Zynga, news after hours, now we got the real reason for the sell-off. The secondary that they priced a few days ago was made official today. What does that mean? Absolutely nothing. You know, insiders sold 49 million shares, but today it became official. So that may have been a big reason for the walk down today. I think it was meaningless, and I think we will bounce back tomorrow, 20-day on the 60-minute time frame. And as a side note, the reason I'm using the 60-minute chart is really because Zynga hasn't traded long enough in order for us to get a clearer picture from the daily chart. So we use the 60-minute chart. You know, we should at least over the next couple of days get a bounce back up here to the 1260, 1265 area. And, you know, this is definitely going to be a play into the Facebook IPO. Nice bounce late in the day off that 1220, a double bottom, and in after hours we're up to 1236 already. So tomorrow we should see a bounce back on this one. MOTR. You know, we've been very patient in this one. I've continued to say since Friday that this chart was itching for a big move. We've had a couple of pops in it that were very tempting to sell, and I kept saying, I think this one's got a very big move in it, and we started to see that late yesterday and then today. So right now we're sitting on a 20% plus gain on this one. Everyone else, of course, is piling into this one late, but you know, little patience trade on this one. Looks really good for another breakout tomorrow. 140 would be the next move. You know, this one realistically can make a really quick move up there to the 165 area without even blinking. RSI up through 50. Positive MACD cross, which has been lighting up a lot of stocks right now. And stochastics look great, breaking up through the 1 or through the 50 level. So we should see some nice continuation on this one tomorrow. And again, social media plays. These stocks, they move up big, they move down big, but the trend continues to be higher. And that's why this sector should continue to do very well into the Facebook IPO next month. PopScan plays, you know, this was on the PopScan yesterday, and we had a monster GNOM today. We tried this one yesterday. 302, 305 was the ad today, and this one just was off to the races. 349 intraday high, positive MACD cross, and that coincided with a big spike in the stock price as well as a move through the 50 level on RSI. So you see why I continue to bring those technical indicators up. Next breakout, 350 to 356 area, and you could easily see a move up to that 375 for a dollar level. SVNT, nice move on this one today. Now what sucked was this move got jacked up by that stupidity with the Fed minutes. Otherwise, this would have closed in the 230 plus area. We'll just have to wait till tomorrow. Nice move. We got a break through that resistance at the 220, 222 level. 230 tomorrow should set it free. And really, this is a stock to keep an eye on over the next few weeks, because I can easily see this one making a move back up here to the threes. But as it stands right now, we're looking for 240, 260. Then when it gets to 260, we can start eyeing further price increases up here in the $3 range. But nice chart setup. RSI looks good. Very strong ADX. And, you know, tomorrow should be a nice day on this one. DRL. Big move yesterday. Touched the $2 level today. Rule of 2 play. Exactly as we played with RTK, BPOP, to name a few. Did get a shakeout late in the day as traders, like chickens with their heads cut off, ran for the hills. But this is still classic action on a rule of 2 play. I would expect this one to bounce back nicely tomorrow. I would be adding to my positions now on a break, probably through $1.95 and definitely through a break through 2. Targets 210, 220 is what we're looking at on DRL. CLNT, just a quick mention on this one. We had a nice 10% gain on this one in the chat room. Clean Energy China play based off the madness we saw on Heat today, which was up 100% for no obvious reason other than it was a low float. And China, you know, you could see the same thing happen on CLNT here with stops at $1.90. 5% downside, 50% upside. You never know when the crackheads will come rushing into this one. And as you can see on the chart, positive MACD cross. So definitely one to keep an eye on. Neuro. all I got to say on this one is I think this one is an excellent swing position. News yesterday, Walmart gave them a contract. They're rolling out their diabetic test in 90 or so Canadian Walmart pharmacies. This is huge. These guys have gotten in with Walmart, and Walmart is using their test for a new thing they're going to be rolling out in order to get more business for their pharmacies. You had traders, of course, going, well, it's only a $150,000 contract. Morons. That's all I got to say. I mean, they're in the door with Walmart, and I would expect it to roll out. It's an initial order for 90 stores. Walmart's got thousands of stores. These guys are loaded with cash. The stock has sold off on that financing that they raised. We've bought them nicely, and now this is a Walmart play. Only a matter of time before we see that move to 90 to $1, in my opinion, with, I continue to accumulate this one, 77, 76 cents, as long as they're willing to give it to us. Joez, Joe's, nice little pop. C-Note and chat room had us in this one early this morning at $1.24 before everyone. End of the day at $1.40. This one should see a move to 150, 60 plus tomorrow. We're looking at a 2-year chart. This is a big breakout on the Joe's Jeans chart, and we should see some nice follow through on this one tomorrow. Last but not least, NEI, slow breakout here. If not for the market, we probably would have seen a close over $1.50, but it looks really, really good. Next breakout, 159, and then we are looking at that 170 plus target. As you can see, positive MACD cross, and that has coincided with this stock breaking out, and that is our chart trend in a lot of these charts right now. So that's it for the video. If I didn't go over a play that you're in, I didn't go over all the plays that we have active right now, shoot me an email. Feedback, buysellshort.com or .net. Otherwise, just hit me up in the chat room tomorrow. But we've got some very nice setups going on, and I'm liking the action we're seeing in stocks right now. We should be in store for a very nice month of April. That's it. See you guys in the chat room tomorrow. Good night.